Morning world. Something's been coming into my mind and heart. This message is for the Arnault family. So it's been shown to me that Bernard Arnault has actually paid for the position to be deemed as the richest man in the world. Used his influence, money, prestige, because you know your time is short or already up. This will become media news that Bernard Arnault LVMH is involved with the dark web, involved with child sex trafficking along with Disney. Also, a certain spirit visited me, gave me a download about Kardashians. I'm pretty sure I know who it is, but it's one of the sisters. Her name starts with a K. She knows about this. She knows about what her mother, Chris, done to her husband. And it's eating at you. Daughter. It's information that you hold in your heart is eating at you and ultimately will be your downfall. I recommend that you tell the truth, no matter if you are afraid of your mother or not. KK. We know she's a witch. We know that you're a witch. But we know that you're afraid of your mother. Truly. You're afraid. Your mother signed a contract for all of you children. Also, Mr. Jenner or Miss Jenner. The reason why you had your sex change is because of what your wife at the time was doing to you. You were under a spell, and still are. Kate. It's not your natural disposition. I want you to think about that for a moment. And I don't judge people for these things. It's not my job. My job is to expose the darkness that you're all living in. So, this are the recent downloads that I've received. And people, maybe my timeline on certain things aren't yet dialed in 100%, or maybe they are. I don't know yet. Because there are certain things that are being hidden from me. Certain medias that don't allow me to pull things up on my phone, which I've documented, by the way. But the things that I speak are truth. The things that I speak shall come to pass. So, look at it like this, if they haven't, it is because of the wisdom of the divine. This is what I see. You know, we also have a council of 9. Now, I know for a fact that there is an earthquake that is going to hit Texas and California. I'm waiting on it. Some of you are waiting on it because I spoke it. You're waiting on it to try to prove me wrong. I'm waiting on it because I know it's going to happen. The Council of 9 knows it's going to happen. The divine knows it's going to happen. Some of you psychics also know it's going to happen. And whether or not there's a few extra days, like possibly 9, it is because 9, the Council of 9, with their wisdom, voted each additional day. I don't know this. Some of the things that I've been thinking about. Regardless of the fact of the timing. It will happen. And I'm not talking 3 years. Everything is done in divine timing. Everything is done out of wisdom and balance. But you gotta remember that. Everything that a prophet speaks, we have to remember that there is another side that tries to work. Tries to hold down the power of the spoken word of what proceeds forth from a prophet's mouth. The truth of the matter is, it's impossible. You may delay it. We've seen that take place in a lot of our lives. But one thing that you cannot delay, is the fact that it's already been prophesied. It's already happened. Time is only an illusion. I believe, made up or goes hand in hand with this matrix, so that ultimately people that are living think they're living in the dispensation of grace because their karma has come to a halt, seemingly. The lie has been put out there that you'll live your life, then you'll die, then you'll deal with your karma. And this just is not true. It has been manipulated for a season for most people to believe that's true. If you're able to manipulate or confuse the masses by using spell work and powers that most people in today's society don't believe exist because, of the manipulation of projection that's been placed upon society, as if magic is the figment of reality. It's a figment of our imagination. It doesn't exist. Only exists in movies and other portals and timelines, which just is not true at all. Magic exists, people. It's existing right now with my ability to stare into this portal and have it be seen by the world. If that's not magic, people, we call it technology. But if you watch another video, technology is nothing more than that which is in the spirit realm, or 5D, 7D, manifested into the physical realm, which you and I live in currently, in these suits that we walk in. But the truth of the matter is, people, time only exists in this matrix. Like I said, I believe exactly for the intended purpose to get people to believe in the dispensation of grace. Get them not caring about their karmic debts piling up because they're like, well, I can just do what I want. And then right before I die, and if you're honest with yourself, you can even think this, or you can even be honest with yourself. You don't have to tell nobody. But you can't lie to the divine, and you can't lie to yourself, people. I'll live my life the way I want, and right before I die, I'll ask Jesus to forgive me of my sins. Sins, people. Your sins are nothing more than unbalanced lack of wisdom. Your sins are nothing more than, if you don't know who you truly are, how truly valuable you are, then you'll spend your life tearing down other people, trying to find who we are. When in fact, what needs to happen is the opposite. We need to learn to love ourselves and then project that outward to other people. But instead, we're all running around trying to find out who we are when you'll never find that out because you're looking outside of the source that's given to you of who you truly are. Yeah, it's mind-blowing, I know. But there's truth in it if you listen to it. If you truly choose to marinate in this, it will soften your hearts, I promise. But the greatest you is staring you in a mirror. It's the small things, people. The minute things that we do every day, whether it's good or bad, that steers us in a direction either into a balanced life or an unbalanced life. Balance doesn't mean perfect, people. Balanced means that you're able to begin your ascensions. We can't begin an ascension way off in right and left field. But there's a purpose behind that. Of course, we are to come as we are to the divine people. Come as you are because you know, because you've been given the moral compass, each of us inside. When we recognize that we're off balance, then we have hope. But until we recognize it, we cannot fix it. Okay? We're blind to the fact that we're off balance. We'll never come back into balance. We think it's okay because of the projections that's been put onto us to make us feel like it's okay emotionally, mentally, physically, when it's not okay to be living our lives off balance. Anything out of balance will cause chaos, no matter how long it takes. And that's why people that don't have a lot of money, tend to get this confused that, well, these wealthy people have all the money in the world, but yet they still take their lives. Money is an excellent tool, people, to happiness. It truly is. You can't tell anybody anybody that says that they don't want to be rich or wealthy or abundant is a lack of wisdom. That's it. You know, it's a projection that may have been placed on you in your life, making you feel as if having abundance is a sin against the doctrine, the false doctrine that's many of them actually, it's been taught to people, projected at you, so that you don't desire it. Because it starts in the mind, people. If they can get you to believe that being rich is negative, it's against the doctrine of the Most High God, then guess what? If they can get you to believe it, then that's where you're going to stay, in a poor mentality. And that's all they need to do. With a poor mentality, the poor will stay poor. Think about that. If you truly don't believe that your Creator created you to be abundant, and you believe that your Creator created you to be in want so that you can prove your loyalty, no. Your loyalty is not that to the Most High Divine. Your loyalty is to the Most High Darkness. Now, whether you intentionally are doing this, you know. But if you're not intentionally doing this, then I tell you the truth. You have been deceived. The whole world pretty much has been deceived. Poverty is a noose that strangles humility and is a disrespect to both the divine first and to mankind. That's another native saying. That's so true. So true. World, it is not a sin to desire abundance. We got to get out of the sin mentality, people. Sin, really, if you break it down, sin is only a barrier. Sin is the blockade. That is a projection that is used in the religious population to separate one from the divine's love. It's a weight. Okay? It's a made-up system. Alright? Well, how's your sin debt today? Have you gotten your sin cleared from the divine today? Are you holy enough to pray to the divine today? Did you ask for forgiveness for all of the sins that you lived in yesterday in order to be worthy enough to come before the divine today and be able to lollygant in front of the divine with glory and be able to say, I'm part of the Christian church today because I asked the divine for mercy? No. People, and I don't say these things to shame you. I say them because of your lack of wisdom. And that's okay. Because every human being on this planet has lacked wisdom in their life at one time or another. And when we can admit that in ourselves and say, you know what? I don't know everything. But what I do, I will share. What I do learn to be truth, I will meditate on and I will share. Certain people are given certain degrees of gifts, people, to do exactly that, to share this wisdom. But a lot of people just chose not to because of their greed. I'm truly grateful that's not in my heart. What's given to me, I don't look at whether or not I think you're worthy of it. I look at it as this. It was given to me. to speak for something much bigger than myself, much greater than myself. That's not to take away from oneself, people, because each of us are truly masterpieces, glorious. But it's a false sense of pride when we have a certain wisdom and we want to keep it to ourselves because inwardly, truthfully, we're just afraid that if someone else gets it, they might be better. Whatever the case may be, people. Whatever the case is in your heart and in your mind that keeps you from sharing this wisdom. I think a lot of times people think that they want to hold on to wisdom until they master it so that no one else can rise above them, when in fact it's backwards. The more wisdom that you share, the more powerful you become. Think about that. Sometimes we get things backwards, people. And that's okay. Anyway, it's been a wild world. I love you. And until next time, your king signs off.